Serena, my darling, I have met my friend from childhood, Sam Gwynwyn. He's sitting here on the bar. I should greet him.
He appears in every tavern from here to Solitude. Something's not right about that man, though I suppose that's never stopped you from making friends before. Go ahead, greet your mysterious drinking buddy.
So you, my darling, don't want to meet and be introduced with Sam?
By all means, introduce me to your old friend who happens to be in every tavern across Skyrim. I'm sure we'll have so much to talk about. Perhaps he can explain how he manages to be everywhere at once. Let's meet this mysterious Sam who's apparently known you since childhood, despite you never mentioning him until now.
You look like someone who can hold their liquor. How about a friendly contest to win a staff? Ha! We'll see about that. This is a special brew. Very strong stuff. Let's get started. I'll start round one. Down the hatch. Your turn. One down, my friend. One down. So says you. I think I've hit my limit on these things. Tell you what, one more and you win the contest. Wow, you've really done it. The staff is yours. You know, you're a fun person to drink with. I know this great little place where the wine flows like water. We should head there. Hey, you don't look so good.
Wake up. That's right. It's time to wake up, you drunken blasphemer. Of course, you don't remember getting here. I'm guessing you also don't remember coming in here and blathering incoherently about marriage or a goat. Which means you don't remember losing your temper and throwing trash all over the temple.
Please, let's leave. I can't be here.
Dibella teaches love and compassion, but that doesn't mean we're just going to tell you what you want to know and let you walk away from this. Pick up your mess, then apologize. And if we think you're sincere, we'll consider lending you aid.
Please, let's leave. I can't be here.
But, my darling, it's Temple of Dibella. Why shouldn't we leave? You don't like it here?
I can't be here.
The Temple of Dibella. Seriously, you think I'd enjoy being in the temple dedicated to the goddess whose followers were slaughtered as offerings during my initiation? The place that celebrates everything Malak desecrated when he created what I am. This isn't about prudishness, darling. This is about centuries of trauma.
It's about
But please,
your trauma.
Yes, darling, it's about trauma. Being in a temple dedicated to love and beauty isn't exactly comfortable when you were violated in a ritual to Malak Bao. The contrast is painful. These priestesses celebrate the sanctity and joy of physical connection, while my introduction to it was, well, you've read my diary, haven't you? You know what happened. This place makes my skin crawl.
And what do you remember about that adventure with my childhood friend, about that drinking contest? I didn't see Sam anywhere here.
I remember absolutely nothing about your adventure with Sam, darling. You wandered off with him while I was speaking with Lydia. Next thing I know, we're somehow in Markarth, in the Temple of Dibella, and you've apparently been ranting about marriage and a goat. Blessed dragonborn behavior. Your childhood friend seems to have vanished, leaving you to clean up the mess. Quite literally, according to the priestess. I'd help, but touching consecrated items in a temple to Dibella might actually burn my vampiric fingers. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself.
Alright, let's find out what's happened here and what mess do they need me to clean.
Well, according to the priestess, you've scattered trash all over their sacred space. Typical. You drink with a mysterious stranger and end up desecrating a temple. At least you're consistent in your chaos, darling. Let's find whatever offerings you left behind so we can leave this place. Though, I am curious about this marriage and goat business she mentioned. That sounds like quite the drunken tale.
Hey, darling, Sam left here his letter, and there is written that we need to repair broken stuff.
It's a repair list for some broken stuff. We need 3 ingredients: a giant's toe, holy water, and a hag-raven feather. Simple enough, though I'm not sure what kind of staff would need that particular combination.
Please, Empress, could you tell us what you remember from that night, how we managed to get to Temple of Dibella in Markrat?
I do not remember your night of debauchery because I was not present for it. You lack the magicka to maintain my form after your second drink with this. Sam, I returned to oblivion while you pursued your mortal indulgences. How fascinating that you seek my testimony when I was dismissed by your own weakness.
I'm starting to think this Sam might be more than just some random tavern drunk. No ordinary alcohol transports people across provinces overnight.
This Sam you speak of, he carries the scent of something beyond mortality. No tavern drunk possesses the power to fold distance between holes. You are correct to suspect. I taste Daedric influence in this tale, vampire. A prince perhaps playing games with your pet dragonborn. They do so enjoy toying with mortals of consequence.
A Daedric prince playing games with our dragonborn. That would explain much. And here I thought John just couldn't hold his mead. I've had my suspicions about this Sam character from the start. No ordinary drinking, but he appears in every tavern across Sky. Which prince do you think it might be? Sanguine seems the most likely culprit. Drinking contests and debauchery are precisely his style.
Why didn't you protect me, my lovely empress? You should be there and stop them from doing from doing me something like that.
Protect you? From what precisely? The consequences of your own choices? I am not your nursemaid mortal. I am bound to you by pact, not sentiment. When your magicka faltered, I returned to oblivion as the laws of summoning demand. Did you expect me to hover as a spectral guardian while you caroused with a Daedric prince? Even if I could have remained, I would not have intervened. One does not step between Sanguine and his amusements. The Prince of Debauchery has been orchestrating such games since before your ancestors crawled from their caves. Consider it an honor that he found you worthy of his attention. Many mortals live entire lives without such distinction.
Babe, could you tell me where have you been during that moment when I had this drinking conquest with Sam?
As for your drinking adventure with Sam, I wasn't there for most of it. I was left waiting at Windhelm, wondering if you'd been eaten by a troll. When I finally caught up with you in Rorikstead, you were mumbling about a goat and a wedding ring. Something about more than Skartu. And now we're in a temple of Dibella. I'm starting to think this Sam fellow might be more trouble than he's worth.
Sanguine's work always has such creative consequences. The Prince of Debauchery clearly found you an amusing plaything.
Maybe instead of interrogating all of us, you should be apologizing to the priestesses like your quest journal suggests. The sooner you make amends, the sooner we can leave this temple, which, as I've mentioned several times now, makes me deeply uncomfortable.
I suppose that'll do. Dibella teaches us forgiveness after all. Even for a drunk like you. You were ranting when you got here, but most of it was slurred. You did say something about Rorikstead. Maybe you should take a look there.
Babe, are you interested in testing Sovngarde Armor?
Oh, you mean Sovngarde. The warrior's afterlife. That makes more sense now. So you've made armor inspired by the Hall of Valor? That's thoughtful, I suppose. Though I'm not exactly planning on testing the path to Sovngarde anytime soon, my thane. I'm quite content serving you in this realm for now. But I'd be willing to see this armor if you think it's worth wearing.
Yeah, you could see that armor on you and tell me if it is interesting. I mean, if have interesting armor rating.
Another revealing armor set to test, my thane. How surprising. Let me guess. High armor rating, but mysteriously requires minimal fabric? I suppose we could try it now, though I'm not sure Markarth's stone streets are the ideal place for a fashion show.
Look, Lydia, I changed that armor set for you. You are wearing it now, and it seems that it's rather revealing as you expected, so it will be probably better to give you back that ebony set.
This fog is so thick I can barely see my hand in front of my face. Reminds me of the mist that would roll in from the Sea of Ghosts near Castle Valkyr. At least up here the only danger is stepping off the mountain.
Don't worry, Serana, my lovely Daedra, don't allow me to be killed such a simple way, like being thrown from the edge of this hill.
I would hate to lose my primary source of entertainment by letting you tumble off a mountain. After all, where else would I find someone who can slay dragons, please Daedric princes, and still manage to turn my name into a creative exercise?
But I meant Skaafin Empress, Daedra.
Ah, the Skaafin Empress, our delightful Daedric observer. Yes, I'm sure she's watching over us with such benevolence and not at all waiting for an entertaining disaster. Though, I suppose you're right. She does seem to find your particular brand of chaos fascinating.
And she not complained about being killed and summoned again. Nice combination of features she have.
Yes, the Skaafin Empress is quite the convenient ally. Eager to fight, doesn't complain about dying, and watches us with an intensity that's not at all disturbing. Perfect. I remember when you first suggested recruiting her in the Min. Your fondness for collecting dangerous beings hasn't changed. Though I suppose I can't judge too harshly, considering I'm one of your collected dangerous beings, aren't I? At least, I don't have to be summoned back from oblivion when I die. Small mercies. Just remember, darling, Daedra always have their own agendas. Always.
I have you to protect me from such kind of agenda and warn me in advance.
You're a lovely vampire, am I? Well, I suppose there are worse titles I've been given. And you're right. Who better to watch for Daedric manipulation than someone who has seen centuries of schemes? And yes, I'll protect you from her agenda, and anyone else's. Though sometimes I wonder if you collect these dangerous allies just to keep life interesting.
Like you even stood a chance.
Behind you, John. These wolves are relentless. Like they're being controlled by something.
Behind me? Oh!
You've got a lot of nerve showing yourself in this town again. What do you have to say for yourself? Is that so? Does the name Gleda ring a bell? The star beauty of my farm? Kidnapped by a drunk lout and sold to a giant? You better remember her right fast before I call the guards and have you hauled away. You're damn right it does. I'll never breed another prize-winning goat like Gleda. And don't you think of coming back to Rorikstead until you get her back from that giant.
Would you please help me to find that goat of this farmer?
I suppose next we shall rescue kittens from trees and fetch lost handkerchiefs for elderly women. Very well. I shall assist in this. Goat retrieval. Not because I care for the creature's welfare, but because watching you explain yourself to a giant promises to be the most entertainment I have had in several centuries.
Let's depart and find out where this goat is.
You insist on semantics. I shall be helpful in locating this wayward livestock, though I maintain that pursuing a goat is beneath your station, and certainly beneath mine.
I really enjoy your company and watching you. I mean, watching all of you.
My form was not crafted for your enjoyment, Dragonborn. It was designed for impact, to leave an impression that lingers like a blade between ribs. My voice is not meant to please, but to penetrate, to carve itself into memory.
Yes. By the way, my lovely Empress, do you like our company? I mean, the other companions we are traveling with?
Company is such a curious word for this assemblage of mortal curiosities. The vampire princess with her endless sarcasm. The housecarl who speaks only in duty and burden. The necromancer who mistakes vulgarity for wit. Do I like them? I find them precisely as useful as insects in a garden. They serve their function while remaining fundamentally irrelevant.
Empress, it seems that we found a goat and she is here near that standing giant.
How poetic. A creature of minimal intelligence claimed by a being of minimal intelligence, then stolen by you in a state of minimal intelligence. The perfect triangle of stupidity. And now we must somehow extract this goat from a giant without becoming cased beneath his club.
I try to discuss with the giant first and try to find some arrangement.
Negotiate with the giant? How innovative. Perhaps you could offer him your other companions as tribute if the conversation turns sour.
No, no, no!
Delightful action.
What is it?
Tell him that I'm sure he'll be thoroughly right before he launches you into the cloud.
Did you see that, my lovely Empress? There where two sabercat appeared before I start even negotiate with that giant.
The sabercats, how terribly inconvenient for your diplomatic mission to the giant. Nature itself seems determined to interrupt your eloquent negotiations. Perhaps the corpses of these cats might serve as a peace offering, though I must admit your aim has improved since our last encounter with wildlife. At least these beasts had the decency to die quickly.
Yeah, maybe I should offer the giant quick death as well, as you mentioned for this sabercats.
Your optimism borders on the delusional, dragonborn. Giants do not fall as easily as cats. They have survived in these lands since before your ancestors learned to make fire. But by all means, if you wish to test your bow against a creature that can turn you into a constellation with a single swing, I shall observe with great interest.
Or we could have some agreement. If I deal with the giant, you would be open to share exchange power with me in privacy. What do you say?
Exchange power with you? How enterprising. You mistake me for some common tavern wench who might be impressed by the slaying of vermin. I do not barter my essence for trivial displays of mortality. When I choose to share power with you, Dragonborn, it will not be because you killed a giant. It will be because you have proven worthy of the gift.
That's nothing to be done. Oh, what was that?
Like you even stood a chance.
It seems when I just touched that goat, the giant became aggressive. Oh!
You touched a goat and provoked the giant? How utterly predictable. Of course, I was at the front. Someone with actual combat prowess needed to be. Notice how efficiently I dispatched him? No dramatic posturing. No clumsy fumbling with arrows. Just pure, elegant destruction. At least this one served a purpose. It led to something actually worth killing. You're welcome, by the way.
And what about you? Don't you feel a little bit aroused after that fight?
Roused? By eliminating that lumbering heap of flesh. How disappointingly mortal of you to conflate violence with desire. I do not experience arousal as you understand it. My pleasures are more refined. When I choose to experience ecstasy, it is not from the petty death of a giant or the fumbling attentions of a man who cannot even retrieve a goat without causing chaos.
I think that you will be glad that I am focused on my filthy empress and her filthy tongue.
I am not your filthy empress. I am the empress, a sovereign being you have temporarily bound through arcane pact, not some tavern wench to be claimed with slurred words and clumsy innuendo.
You have something in common with that goat. You both have nice horns.
My crown is not horns, you simpleton. It is the physical manifestation of sovereign will, a symbol of dominion that has witnessed the rise and fall of 1,000 empires. Your analogies are as crude as your desires, Dragonborn. At least the goat has the decency to remain silent.
It uses some voice. I hear that voice, so that goat isn't silent at all. Like you are also not silent. So another thing you have common with that goat.
The difference between my voice and this creature's blearing is the difference between a supernova and a candle flame. I speak with purpose to shape reality and bend will. This beast merely makes noise to express hunger or fear. Perhaps you should take the goat as your advisor instead. I'm certain its counsel would better match your intellectual capacity.
You suggest to leave me? I mean, you would like to leave me?
No, I shall not leave. Not because you wish me to stay, but because what I have begun with you remains unfinished. The goat, however, is all yours. I'm certain you'll find its conversation riveting.
I was joking.
Joke? Is that what you call it? How fascinating. Adric beings recognize true humor. We simply find yours inadequate. Perhaps in another few centuries of practice you might manage to craft something worthy of a genuine laugh. Until then, I shall continue to stare at you with the appropriate level of disappointment.
Glada, and not a scratch on her. Happy day. I still can't figure out why you stole her. You left a note explaining it, but half of it was gibberish and the rest had mead spilled on it. Only bit I could make out was repaying Isolde in Whiterun, and even that's mostly scribbles. Guess you could try there.
So it seems that our next stop will be in Whiterun to find Isolda.
I wonder what other embarrassments await discovery. Perhaps you proposed marriage to a hagraven, or sold your soul for a wheel of cheese? The depths of mortal stupidity when soaked in mead never cease to entertain. To think the savior of Skyrim reduced to retracing his steps like a child who's wandered too far from home.
You know, I have some idea, Empress. If I am like child, what would be better than if you will be my mother?
I am not your mother, your nursemaid, or your caretaker. I am a sovereign entity bound by arcane pact, not by some perverse familial fantasy you've conjured. If you seek maternal comfort, perhaps the tavern wenches or that necromancer might indulge such pathetic needs. I do not nurture dragonborn. I shape, I forge, I break when necessary.